In fact, what we're doing is narcissistic. It's saying it doesn't really matter what the rest of the world does, we'll try and be good citizens on our own, even though this comes at an immense cost for our own economy, and even though the big problem we're supposedly fixing is getting worse. Well, I think there are three fundamental errors that green policies make. I think the first one is they don't consider things from a cost-benefit perspective. Instead, as almost an article of faith, it is said we must get to net zero, and the aim is always to do it sooner, to demonstrate our faithfulness. The questions about the costs that this will impose versus the benefits that they will deliver is very seldom asked. So I think it's error number one. I think error number two is that this affects the Western world and Ireland and the EU. We're progressing with reducing carbon emissions when the rest of the world is increasing carbon emissions. So we're not having an impact on the fundamental problem we're purporting to fix. In fact, what we're doing is narcissistic. It's saying it doesn't really matter what the rest of the world does, we'll try and be good citizens on our own, even though this comes at an immense cost for our own economy, and even though the big problem we're supposedly fixing is getting worse. We should focus instead on adaptation. So instead of imagining that reducing carbon emissions here will have a major effect when the rest of the world is increasing emissions, we should focus on better coastal defences. We should focus on dredging our rivers more frequently. The third error, I think, of green policies today is that they're focusing on not fixing a problem when we have major, more pressing problems that could be fixed. And these are things like hunger in the third world, tuberculosis in the third world, education globally, particularly for girls and women. So instead of fixing problems where we will be able to see results quickly, we're not fixing problems on something with an enormously long timeline, even if we were moving to fix them. So I think those are the three fundamental errors underpinning green policies at the minute. Too much faith, not enough fact.